I'll be wrapping the Girls Frontline episode 2. I'll be watching it off of Funimation's website, and I'll be starting my reaction in 1, 0, go. Oh yeah, I'm pumped up for this because the first episode actually ended up being better than I was expecting, actually. I just wonder if we're going to see a good amount of human characters in the series, though. I wouldn't mind if it's just mostly dolls, but I would want to see humans just to see how they live in the post World War III setting, though. Because I feel like the series can do a lot of unique stuff with that. Honestly, don't mind the recap, though. Because honestly, the narration with the recap is pretty good, and plus, the recap is showing us, well, he is showing me some of the cool bits of the episode, too, to its credit. So as far as recaps go, it's one of the funner ones to watch. Okay, now it's back to new shit. About damn time, too. Okay, Yantuani is actually a really cute name. I like that name. This girl doesn't look like the type that tires easily, though. Going by that, seems like it's pretty neutral. I'm assuming she ain't gonna have time to take a nap, though. Considering that our girl is trying to find someone to communicate with, so I'm assuming she's gonna have to stay awake longer than she would have bargained for. I gotta admit, that room looks comfy. Her reaction is fucking cute. I like her. I'm already liking her so far, and she's only in a little bit of screen time. Fucking love this opening. And saying that though, don't get me wrong. I like the visual style of the series, but I love the visual style of the opening. Makes me wonder how much longer it would have taken for the series to be produced if it would have used the visual style of the opening. Because the visual style of the opening is just drop dead gorgeous. Although that looks like it would have been harder to animate just going off of all the shading. Yeah, one of these girls kind of looks a little bit like Rin from the Fates Tonight series. Like, no joke. I don't even think I'm imagining shit. Looks like one of the freaking Rin Tosaka. Not that I'm complaining. Just find it to be really interesting. Yo, the action in this opening looks so damn cool. Don't get me wrong, episode number 1 had cool action scenes too. But man, this opening is like a whole nother level. God, man, even the logo for the series looks so damn clean too. I mean, it's too late for the complaints now. She's going to have to deal with it, unfortunately. Hmm. Oh, assume I shouldn't. Ah. Whoa. I'm assu- I don't know which doll she's going to choose. Makes sense. It could test her compatibility with the dolls. and whether she'd be able to work with them properly or not. That's actually pretty smart. Oh my god, she sounds a little bit nervous. That's cute. Hmm. Oh shit. Should choose a sniper because of the handgun. There'd be no chance of hitting the. Oh. Okay. I'm assuming she's gonna choose her. Because of the way she was smiling, I don't think she'd be smiling for no reason. Well, yeah, because she's thinking of self-preservation. That's a good thing. Oh. Okay, that was actually a damn good scene. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to know all their names though, with names like M16, FN, 49, and shit like that. Don, kind of wish we would have seen the interviews for the other girls because I really like the first interview scene. Kind of feels like they're going a little bit too quick now because considering that the series has a lot of characters that they have to introduce, get to know their personalities, it's going to be tougher for there to be characterization if they just skip through introductions of 3 out of the 4 girls in this specific group. Kind of feels like a little missed opportunity here. I know it would have probably dragged out the episode, but there are certain times where you kind of have to. Sometimes there's a drag out character interaction and dialogue and prioritize that over the action. And yes, I like my action, but I also think a series needs a good balance between characterization and action if it's an action series. So that I care about the characters that are involved in the action. Hmm. It's actually nice to get to see how they get so many dolls in the battlefield at once, too. Hmm. Yeah, what would dolls need to eat? I mean, I guess they would need. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But why are they made like? I mean, I guess maybe to make them more relatable to people. Okay, I mean, that's a cute little quirk of the dolls there. Oh. Well, yeah, because of the attack, they'll alert the enemies to their presence. I mean, they all have hard jobs though, because if one of them fails, they're all dead. So At that point, you can't really complain about difficulty because anyone fails, you're fucked. You have the easiest mission. If someone with the hardest mission messes up, then you might as well be dead in this instance. And something I'm liking about this episode too, at least they're showing us the tactical approach too that's utilized. It ain't just action for the sake of action. And I kind of wish we would see a bit of the opposing enemy bots destroyed though, because it's just like them shooting at the units, and then all of it damage happening off screen is kind of annoying. Lacks the impact that episode 1 had, because at least in episode 1, when machines were destroyed, we saw the impact. Like when an enemy doll was shot, we saw the bullet go through the face, and it was extreme and had impact. Here, it feels like it lacks the impact that episode 1 had visually. Again, so far this episode, it's not as confidently directed as episode 1. Characterization is rushed in comparison to episode 1, and the action doesn't have as much impact, and it's only been 11 minutes and 22 seconds. And plus, I'm assuming it'd be causing a lot of financial damage or dolls already been destroyed. Damn, he's got a priority straight. I like how that was the fucking tutorial. I'm assuming the real thing's not going to be so easy, though. Kind of like this. At least here we see how... At least we're seeing how the training's actually done here. So this actually makes the series a little bit more unique in a way. Huh. And I'm assuming by that smile, she passed with flying colors. That's my guess. There's nothing wrong, though. Would want to see the people you're controlling or supervising destroyed. I could see why she would be attached to the dolls, if you ask me. Even though they're dolls, they still have a human shape and form. Even if they didn't, it would be reasonable for anyone to care about them. Oh man, why do I get the feeling that these dolls might die and it's going to be sad? I mean, I understand that they'll be able to keep their memories and experiences, but still, though. Yeah, talk about both of them being adrenaline junkies there, wanting them action. I think John Tion can get used to this. Yeah, she's already getting used to this. Okay, I've got to admit that was actually one of the best scenes in the episode, and that may explain why. It gives the dolls a lot more personality, aside from the main four from the previous episode, and it shows you a lot about John Tion too, how she's getting along with them pretty easily. Ooh, damn. She got fucked up. But you know, I like this though, because at the very least now, it's gonna take everything that Giante has in her mind. They're probably gonna be able to come up with success against the next enemy that she's gonna go up against. So I'm actually excited for this. Poor Giante, she's not gonna have the rest she wanted to have. But that's life. You want to rest, but life's like, fuck you, and you can't rest, unfortunately. And I'm assuming John Tianzi doesn't have any of those. That's my guess. Oh yeah, the same units from the previous episode. Well, not the same ones that were wrecked by our four main girls, but similar looking ones. The one thing about the series is since all the enemies kind of look the same, since they're mass produced, and since we know that high events enemy models can be remade because of data and memories are saved, it does have one of the downsides of it being like if something's destroyed, they'll just be able to make it come back. And nothing in this series truly dies aside from human characters. I have a feeling that she's way more than just scraps. That lady does not seem like she's inclined to surrendering at all, though. Mm-hmm. Again, the impact animation isn't as rough looking as the first episode. I like the characterization for Giante here, but because when she sees something that's way above her league, we see it completely utterly shocks her. So I do like this because it prevents her from being a potential Mary Sue. I think here our commanders is going to have to express a little bit more creativity to get the results that she's going to want. Oh. Okay, fine. At least they're having a little bit more impact animation in these sequences at the very least. Ooh, man. Yeah, bitch got wrecked. Again, though, you think with all the bullets that hit her body, though, it would have caused more damage. I mean, now we see it, but we didn't really see that damage when it was connecting to her body when she was still standing. Again, The scene was well directed, though, despite the lack of amazing animation quality because of all the setup it took to defeat her. But it's definitely not going to get in that visual oomph that episode 1 had. Oh. I don't think she'd even mention why she has that information. It wouldn't benefit her. Yo, she's just a low ranking. I don't want to imagine the strength of a high ranking one. But that's what I like from the series. At least there's more than meets the eye in this situation. I mean, why wouldn't the human characters do that? I mean, it's not like they have. Why wouldn't they? I mean, all things considered, they don't have the same amount of strength that dolls do. It looks like Morse code there. I think it's going to be way too late for that. Ooh, boy. I can only hope the dolls were able to escape, but no, that blast looked way too human. Yeah, okay, they didn't get away then. That scene would have been a bit more emotional. They would have given characterization to the other dolls, though, that were destroyed, though. I gotta admit, she has a kick-ass character design, and she looks pretty menacing looking, too. Yes, a girl! I've been wondering when she was going to come back. Don't get me wrong, I like the commander and all, but just something about the main four from episode 1 just left a much more bigger impact on me. All right. I'd say overall, this episode was fine. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still enjoyed this episode of Girls Frontline enough to where if I were to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, 10 being exceptional, I'm going to give this one straight up a 6 out of 10, where it was still above average, but not as much as episode 1. Let me explain why. The action for the first half really lacked the impact that episode 1 had. Because in episode 1, when we saw bullets hit dolls, there was impact animation with like bullet holes through the dolls' bodies in every single sequence in episode 1. Here, you only got that in maybe a few sequences here and there. Because in the tutorial scene, they didn't really show the damage that the opposing enemy units took. And even in the latter half, they didn't really show much damage. And then when we had the main doll in this episode wrecked, you only saw body damage once it was on the floor, not when it was in the air. Which is a shame because episode 1's animation team was able to pull that off. So you can definitely tell that this episode really wasn't as competently as produced as episode 1. It was entertaining nonetheless, though. I like the new commander introduced. I liked seeing her smarts on screen and her intelligence. And I love to see her bond with the other dolls. that she had command over. But in saying that, though, her shock about the loss of her dolls would have only had more impact if we would have got to know the other dolls more, though. We only got to know maybe one of them when she answered those interview questions, but not the other ones because they were just fucking skipped. So that's my issue with the episode. I felt like the content in this episode was a little bit rushed and it was too quick. And that's one of the downsides. And it's a shame because Jian was a pretty dang nice character. I felt like she's the only one where I could say she was a really good and nice character. But that's about it, though, at this point, though. And not just that, but since they, like, introduce so many damn characters, it's like, okay, how am I gonna get to really like any of them if it's just too many of the characters? That's one of the downsides of this episode. It's like the series wants to make you care for all these new girl doll units, but then all of a sudden they just get wrecked. It just feels hard to get a feel for what's going on, you know? It makes it hard to feel any emotion. Like, yeah, the story's easy to follow and all that. And yeah, that's pretty much the downside of the episode. It just introduces all these dolls. They get wrecked, and we didn't really get to know much about them. I would have loved to have seen more about them before they got destroyed. And yeah, that's why this episode felt dull in a few instances. And the action wasn't that good either. Now, and saying that, though, from a character standpoint, Giante commanding the dolls and then her building her bond with them was cute because at the very least it shows you that she has a moral conscience. And then seeing her reaction to the dolls that she commanded die was really, well, it wasn't sad, but at the very least it was emotionally striking. But that's about it, though. That's about the only positive thing I can really say about the episode, at the very least. On that, animation quality wasn't so great. I thought the art style was pretty, though. But I need to see better action choreography going into the next episode, because if the series is just going to continue having action choreography quality like this, then the series is going to be going through a dark path that it's not going to be able to recover from. But for now, I still enjoyed this episode. But yeah, my rating for this series is, it feels like it's falling every single time I see a new episode because I just see more weaknesses in the newer episodes of this series, unfortunately. But I'm willing to give this series multiple episodes. I just hope episode 3 fucking brings something, because if that series also ends up having bad action choreography, then I feel like this series is truly going to die in the worst possible way, which I hope not, because, again, I did like the first episode of the series. But anyways, y'all, these are my thoughts on the episode. I'd really love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the bit, share it, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all later if you come back for more, because I'm definitely hyped up for the next episode. But anyways, y'all, thank you very much for watching my video, and have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye-bye.